Okay. Hello, welcome to yoga today. I wanted to give you a brief sort of instruction and request. If we're going to be doing a little work with an elevated foot today, so if you're not comfortable with your foot in your chair, you can go get, I'll give you a moment, you can go get a stool, little kitchen stool, or even a book. And if none of that is comfortable, we'll always hold on to the chair for balance. But if none of that is comfortable, you can also use the floor. The floor will work as well. But if you'd like to take a moment, if the chair doesn't work for you, to get a stool or some kind of book, there won't be weight on it. So I don't want anybody to slide, but yeah. Take a moment for that. So welcome. Thank yourself for making it to the mat today, to the chair, the mat, the floor, to your yoga space. I invite you to close your eyes and think about your jaw as your eyes are closed. If you can close your lips, do so. If it doesn't work for you, breath issues or stuffy nose or whatever, you can gently open the lips. But the jaw in a relaxed place, not teeth touching. Or if it's more comfortable to gently have them teeth touch. There's no clenching. So as you breathe and listen to your breath, think about your jaw, the hinges of your jaw. It's the only bone in our body with two hinges. And the edge, the outlining of the chin, the jawline, up into the cheeks. And breathe. And then imagine your hands are touching the tops of your shoulders, palms facing the head, and gently bringing the hands in toward the side of the neck, up the side of the head, by the jaw, up the temples, and reaching the top of your head toward the sky. Kind of on the inhale, this sweeping touch from shoulders to neck to jaw, temples, up through the top of the head, and exhale, release. Couple more times. And now you can keep your eyes closed if you'd like, gently, fingertips to shoulders. And just a gentle kind of swinging back and forth of the elbows. Just gentle movement forward and back. Just gentle. Pause in neutral. And just gentle raising up and down. We're not really pushing our envelope, just kind of up and down. Good. And now some circles. They can be small or big, whatever you feel like you're ready for today. Inhaling up, exhaling back and down. Nice and slow. Presence in that jaw, presence in the shoulders and the breath. Once more. Pausing at the bottom to reverse. Inhaling back and up. Exhale, forward and down. This direction or might be different from one shoulder to the other. Just breathe and notice. No frustrations. Going with what we have. One more. Pausing at the bottom. Arms down by the side, roll the wrists. One way and then the other. Tall spine, ease in the jaw. And now continue rolling the wrists, but kind of add sort of piano fingers. So sort of moving, it doesn't matter what it looks like. Rolling one way and then the other, but sort of pianoing, moving of the fingers. Kind of like you're stirring something fun up with the hands. Very nice. Hands together, fingers clasped. Inhale, stretching the palms forward. Exhale, knuckles to the chest. Inhale, sort of 45 degrees in front of you. Exhale, knuckles to chest. The next one, we're going to go up. If it bothers your shoulders, you can release the hold and point fingers to the sky or palms toward the sky, but without the fingers clasped. Exhale down. Inhale, 45. Exhale. Inhale straight out. Exhale. Again, 45. And up. Now bring the hands down to rest on top of the head. Just sort of holding the sides of the head. Not grasping, just resting. Inhale, tall spine. Exhale, belly to spine, protect the low back, dip one elbow down toward the side, toward the hip. Keeping the opposite elbow up if that works. If that doesn't work, shoulder says no, go ahead and drop it. And breathe. Really supporting that low back, core. It might be hard to get a belly breath here, that's okay, but we're just working on the core strength. Low back, breathe. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, belly to spine, kind of zipping that spine up to center and down to the other side. Breathe. Again, this elbow can be up or down or maybe draped, whatever works for you. Bringing the sides of the torso in, protect that low back, breathe. Good, inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, lift up through the top of the head to the sky. Let's do fingertips to sky and down. Move those shoulders however they want to be moved. Let's do a nice big hug to start. Inhale, open, maybe look up. And exhale, lower the chin, big hug. Pause here for a moment, breathe. Heavy head. Notice the breath into the back of the neck, shoulders, ease in the jaw, ease in the toes. Good, inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, moving that strength up the spine to the top of the head. Inhale, open the arms. Maybe look up. And exhale, crossing the arms opposite arm on top, if you can remember. And then lower the head. Nice and heavy. Not gritting the teeth. Breathe. Nice inhale. Exhale, strength comes up from the belly, up the spine, open the arms, and down, and shoulder roll, whatever we need. Very nice. I need a drink of water. So open the feet, the knees. Open to a space where you can keep your knees over your ankles. So if you find your ankles drop or knees dropping in, go ahead and scoot your feet in a little bit. You just want a nice firm foundation, sort of a tripod with our seat and our feet. Nice tall spine. And presence in the feet, active feet. So if you're pushing into the ground, balls of your feet, maybe lift the toes so you feel the balls of your feet and your heels. Pressing in, so you sort of fired up the hip flexors, pressing into the ground. Maybe you feel fatigue in the thighs, knees, calves. That's okay. Breathe. Tall spine. Keeping that pressure, pushing down. Inhale and release. So release those hips, thigh. You might still be working to keep your knees over your ankles. That's okay. We're just not pressing in so actively. Then palms up, facing the screen. Elbows high. If it's better for you to have your elbows low, that's what you do. Or maybe one's a little fussier than the other. That's okay. Meet us where we are. Arms open if possible. We're going to inhale up, palms facing one another. Exhale all the way elbows down. Nice and slow. Presence in the movement. Inhale up. Exhale down. And up. Keeping those knees over the ankles and down. One more time. Up. Exhale down. Good. Coming back to cactus. Inhale, elbows open, heart forward, maybe look up. Exhale, keeping the elbows level with the ground or upper arms, I guess it is. Come forward, exhale, palms touch, head bows, maybe elbows touch, depending on the shoulders. Inhale, open, kind of find your wide open. Exhale, palms, arms, maybe elbows. Again. Exhale. One more time. Exhale. Nice. Come back to cactus, tall spine, and lower the arms. Good. Right wrist to right knee, or if I'm mirroring you and you want to do it the opposite way, that's fine. Let's circle sweep the left arm or other arm up. And exhale, sweep it down and maybe look at your wrist. Inhale, look up toward the sky. Exhale down. Again. Once more, let's pause and hold, reaching toward the sky. Gentle jaw, gentle toes. Breathing into that left side body, upper side body. Good. Inhale, reach, reach. And exhale down, pausing here, kind of leaning on the elbow so this upper arm can hang. You can let the head hang too. If you really want to hang, you can. If you'd like to just drop the body onto the knee, you can do that. Just mind that this is a twist, so if your body doesn't like it, place your hand on your knee and just raise yourself back up to your elbow. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, coming up, shoulders back to neutral. Pause. Breathe. Good. Left wrist to left leg. We'll inhale, sweep up. Exhale down. You can follow with your head if you'd like. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Once more movement. And down. Pausing, reaching up and hold. Breathe. Ease in the jaw, ease in the toes. Sending that breath to the open side body. Maybe notice difference from the other side, maybe not. Breathe. Nice, big inhale. Exhale, lower it down. Body weight on the elbow if you prefer to put your chest on your knee, but let that right arm hang, let the head hang. Good. Inhale. Belly to spine, move up the spine, shoulders, head, palms up, back of the hands resting on the knees. And breathe. Peace in the face. Maybe you walk your knees in, your feet in just a little bit to sort of ease that hip opening. Sit for a moment in sitting Shavasana. Nice, walking the feet toward one another, knees a little bit closer. Palms down, hands down. Inhale, palms sweeping, facing forward. And then a gentle exhale, forward fold over the knees. We're going to inhale to reach up, belly to spine, even though we're inhaling, just to support the torso. Exhale, fold down. If this is too much for your neck or shoulders or spine, just use your hands on the knees. Inhale up. Sweep the arms down or lower yourself down. Exhale. Once more, inhale, reach, reach. And exhale, sweep it down. Let's pause here for just a moment, letting the shoulders sort of fold over down on the outside of the knees, the head heavy. This is uncomfortable. You can open your knees a little bit. The compression in the front body, as long as it's not uncomfortable, painful, just makes us a little more aware of the breath in the back. The lungs are very close to our back. We want to open up those back ribs with breath. Ease in the neck, ease in the jaw. Deep breaths. Next inhale, pause at the top, full breath for about just 2 beats. And exhale. Hands come to the top of the knees, eyes are open. Just steady, even breath. Pushing the knees away, straightening the arms. Eyes open. Palms can be up. And breathe. Happy yoga face. Good. Circle sweep the arms up. Palms together. Hands down. Exhale to heart space. Nice. Let's come up out of our chair. Coming up, we want to slide the feet under the knees if possible. You can practice with a counter in front of you or another chair. Hinging at the hip, keeping the back, torso straight, shoulders and elbows back, again, for practicing, working toward that. We'd like to make our legs and torso, spine, and our power, our breath, do the work. Inhale. Exhale, leaning forward, slowly straightening the legs, that sort of inside the pelvic floor, coming up through the spine. Inhale down. Soften. Exhale, push up. Inhale down. Exhale. Maybe lift the toes. Balance in the feet. Inhale down. Exhale, push using that strong foundation. Coming down to chair. Pause. Breathe. Find your edge. That edge between work and ease. Pausing there. Straight spine. Keeping the shoulders back. Very nice. 2 more breaths. We can do it. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Push the ground away. Pelvic floor up toward the sky. Very nice. Gerald, so thirsty today. Okay. Standing in Shavasana. Standing in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet under knees, knees under hips, hips under shoulders. Our mountain face strong, at peace. Soft knees, not pushing through the back of the knees. Breathe. Lifting the toes or not, up to you. Just noticing that presence in the bottoms of the feet. Our grounding, our centering. Our platform foundation as we walk, climb stairs, do everything mostly. Breathe. Very nice. Hands to the hips, feet a little wide. Just going to have a little hip motion. Gentle at first. Well, we're always going to be gentle, but small movements first. And then begin to find your range. So not to pain. One side might be a little different than the other. Just noticing. Not pushing, more reaching. We want to reach with the outside hip more than pushing with the inside hip. So that we don't push past what's comfortable. Good. Now choose a side and stay there. Think of reaching. Belly to spine. If this bothers your low back at all, back out a little bit. No pain. Good. Now pausing there. We're going to breathe. I'm going to stay here just a little bit to get some space in. So we'll add some arms. So inhale. Exhale, elbow down. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping the shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Hand back to the wrist. Inhale. Or hand back to the hip. Also that. Exhale. Belly to spine. Lift the head toward the sky. Come back to neutral. Just pause and notice. Ease in the knees and feet and jaw. Good. Take a breath. And exhale, other side. Give yourself time. This side might be different in the outside or inside leg. Find your reach. Balance in both feet. And notice. Send breath in to one leg or the other that might be experiencing something. Ease in the jaw. Good. Nice. Adding the arms. Inhale. Exhale, draw the elbow down. Inhale. Exhale. Again. exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale, hand to the waist, inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, back to neutral. Great. I'm turning to the side just so you can see. And you can always have your chair nearby, especially if we're gonna challenge the balance. I almost said challenge the balance. You get what I mean. Hands to the hips. You're gonna reach the hips forward. Now, belly to spine only in that we want to protect the low back, but reaching the hip points forward. Breathe. Notice your feet. See if you can keep that balance, keep as much of your weight evenly distributed in the feet as you can. Notice the role your toes are playing. Can you lift them a little? Presence in the feet. Notice, are you going to the outside of your feet? Can you come into the ball of the big toe? Just trying to engage the whole foot. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, nice and slow. And then keeping a straight torso and making the hips, the hip joint do most of the work. We're going to stick the seat out, keeping the torso straight, only hinging at the hip. So not really a forward fold, but just reaching the seat back. More of a keeping the heart over the toes, more of a change in weight distribution, sort of a balance thing. So watching your feet, probably mostly in your heels. Can you play with it so that you can have your weight in your whole foot? Breathe, ease in the jaw. Reach back with the seat, top of the head, reaching away from the tailbone. Noticing the weight in the feet. Maybe you can lift your toes. Breathe. Good. Inhale and exhale. Belly to spine. Come to standing and Tadasana. Gentle face, gentle shoulders, but still a strong mountain. Now you circle sweep the arms. Exhale down. We're going to do a forward fold. So if you don't like your head down past your knees, or if you have a eye pressure or blood pressure issue, and your head should not be below your heart. So if you can feel comfortable folding with your head down past your hips, do that. If not, this is what the chair is for. So inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold. You can come all the way down. You can have your palms on the chair, whatever's your comfort. We're going to inhale, half lift, which is coming up with a straight back and reaching the top of the head away from the tailbone. Shoulders are back, elbows are back. Exhale, release. You can let the back go, let the head go. Inhale, if you can slide the hands up the legs, draw the shoulders and elbows back, half lift. Exhale, fold. On the chair, I would do it like this. Inhale, straight back. Exhale. On the legs, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Now, wherever your hands are, put a deep bend in the knees, kind of like chair. Straightening the back. Inhale. Put my hands on top of my legs. Exhale, push the ground away. Come to standing. Very nice. And here's where we're going to use the stool or the chair. I'm going to use the chair so that I can hold on to a side. There for balance. Facing the chair. First, presence in both feet. I told a fib. I'm going to have my chair to my side. So I'm facing you. My chair's on my right side. if right and left helps with this. Chairs on my right side or stool on my right side. Presence in the left foot. Come off the right foot, getting that balance, and then place the right foot on your stool or your chair. So we have an open hip and access to the back of the chair for balance. You can bring hands to heart space, and you can open your leg here for a moment, as kind of as much as is comfortable. We don't want to go past the edge, where you can keep your knee over your ankle. Breathe. Tall spine. Breathing into the inside of the hip, inside of the thigh. Now holding onto the back of the chair, or if you want to challenge your balance, you don't have to. I'm going to hold on to the back of my chair. I'm going to move my foot in a little bit, so it's not so much, it's not wide awake. It has your attention, but it's not screaming, no screaming. So that you can gently sway the knee open and closed a little bit, or I should say side to side, not really open and closed, just side to side. It's getting motion into the hip. Good. And hold it open. So maybe the outside of your foot is on the chair or stool, and maybe the inside of your foot, the bottom, I should say, is sort of facing forward a bit. Breathe. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, or you can assist that knee in with your hand, and then lower it down. So bringing it across. Now, very careful if your knee is the boss, for sure. So if the knee doesn't like this, just find the way that, can't see me very well, find the way that works for you. Just sort of crossing the knee over a bit toward the left side. Breathe. Breathe. Ease in the jaw. Maybe it sinks down just a tiny bit more. Good. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine. Lift the knee. And down. Pausing. I'm going to move my chair over to my left side. Ideally, we want the chair fully on the mat or in a place where it's also on a rug, someplace where it's not going to slip. I think I'll show this side on a stool. So coming off the left foot, grounding into the right. Lifting the foot onto the chair or stool. And again, finding that angle. Finding that angle, this side might be different, where the knee is still over the ankle, but is open. We're just sort of waking it up. Keeping that knee open, breathe. Good, and you can walk it in just a tiny bit if you'd like. We're gonna move it in and out. A little open, a little close. Breathe, tall spine, ease in the jaw. Planted in that strong right leg. Breathe. Good. Find a spot where it's open. Maybe it's to the outside edge of the foot, maybe not. Just find your range, breathe. My yoga teacher says we want to leave the party while we're still having fun. Good. Inhale. Exhale, maybe assist that knee up through center and then down, holding onto the chair or not. Breathe. So strong. Ease in the shoulders, ease in the jaw. Tall spine. Very nice. Inhale. Exhale, belly to spine, maybe assist the knee open. Pause. And down. Tadasana. Good. Circle sweep the arms up. We're going to forward fold again. Exhale, forward fold. You may or may not notice a difference from your previous forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Straight back, elbows and shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift, pausing here. Breathe. Straight spine, keeping the shoulders back. This posture mimics sitting on the ground with a straight spine and your legs straight out in front of you. It's a really good hamstring time. I hesitate to use the word stretch because I don't want to think about stretch. Often people push into pain, and we don't want to do that. We just want to give focus to hamstrings and breath. So this mimics that without sitting on the floor. Very nice. Deep bend to the knees. You can put the hands at the crease of the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Push the ground away. Standing tall. Very nice. Move a chair off a bit. Some space. Sweep the arms. And exhale. Nice. Coming into goddess pose. So goddess pose, feet are open, similar to a horse pose. Well, I can't remember what the difference is, but feet are open, toes and knees pointing in the same direction. Ideally, if it bothers your knees at all, you can move. We'll start with hands to the heart space, lowering your seat to your challenge, touching the back of a chair. You can do this right in the back of a chair, have your hands on it. Very nice. And then joining cactus arms. Good. Inhale. Exhale, push the ground away, reach for the sky. Inhale. Elbows open, knees open. Exhale. Inhale. So strong. Exhale. Inhale, come down just a little deeper from where you were. Exhale. Once more. Exhale, reach. Now we're going to take a couple breaths down. So find a spot, a happy challenge. Breathe. Knees open, elbows open, smiling face. 2 more breaths. Shaky legs. Inhale. Exhale, push the ground away, reach up. Float the hands down. Step in. And Tadasana, mountain pose. And just sit for a moment with the breath, the energy. Ease in the jaw, ease in the shoulders, but a whole body that is strong. Opening the eyes if they're closed, rolling the wrists, pianoing the fingers. One way and then the other, just doing your thing. Very nice. Pedaling out the legs. Just little knee pedal. Great. We're gonna come back to our chair. We've asked a lot of our legs and hips today. We're gonna ask a little bit more. Calves to the front of the chair, feet below the hips. Let's bring our arms up if you'd like. I invite you to bring your arms up or have them at your chest, whichever you prefer. If you need them at your seat or on a prop as you come down, but we're going to come down nice and slowly. Painfully, well, not painfully. You know what I mean. Slowly. Your chair is always there if you want to sit. Just come down nice and slow. Challenging yourself to hover for just a second right before that chair and before you sit. And when you sit, just bring your hands to the heart. Very nice. We're going to reach one hand out. I'm going to say left hand. Again, just left and right, even though I might not be mirroring you. And right hand, palm facing you. So over the gently cradling the fingers, or sort of supporting the fingers, I should say. And reaching with the palm, the bottom of the palm of the left hand, gently guiding the fingers and thumb back. You can also bend your elbows. It doesn't have to strain your neck or shoulders. Breathe. And gently push the left fingers into the right palm, just sort of engaging more of the soft tissue, tendons, little ligaments in the hand. Good, and relax that push. Nice, relax the fingers, gently touching the top of the left hand. Guide the hand back. And then here to press gently the back of the fingers, the left hand, into the right palm. You might notice some sensations you didn't feel when they were more relaxed. Breathe. Good. Gently stop the pressing. Release the wrist. Move out the elbows. Those little tendons, there's a little tendon in your thumb, I know because I damaged mine, that can affect all the way up into your shoulder. So we want to take care of our fingers and wrists. Other hand, right fingers toward the sky, if that works for you. Feel free to bend your elbow. Sort of reaching those fingers back. First, just doing the press back with the left hand. And now kind of counter press the right fingers into the left hand. Breathe. Belly to spine. Sometimes we're concentrating, we get sort of a swayed back going. I do. So belly to spine, we're going to be aware of our low back all the time. Good. Release the press. And gently release the hand. Fingers pointing toward the ground or to your capacity, your range. First, starting with a gentle press. And now pressing the back of the fingers, engaging them into the left palm. Again, just notice. Release the press. And release the hold. Roll the fingers. Stretch out the elbows. Roll the shoulders. Shake off the stress. And then holding your hands, clasping the fingers, and alternate the thumb, which thumb is on top. So sort of squeeze and switch. Squeeze and switch. Grasping opposite forearms, sort of squeeze and release. A little bit sort of top and bottom. Switch, which arm's on top. Squeezing the inside, squeezing the outside. Then moving the fingertips up to the top of the neck, top of the shoulders, fingertips behind just behind your back. If that's not possible for you without assistance, then do one arm at a time and assist your right arm, not to shove, but to support. So pressing the fingers in as if you were kind of squeezing out a washcloth. We're going to bring the elbows down and pressing the fingers into the neck there, just gently. Inhale, exhale, draw sort of the back of the shoulders forward. Again, and again, you can do this one arm at a time, just alternating. And once more, or even out if you've done more on one side than the other, if you're doing one at a time. Very nice. Take a little shoulder rub. So find a comfy place for you to rest in Shavasana, and we'll be seated for just a couple of minutes in silence. If you prefer to stay silent when I bring us out of Shavasana, just ignore me and enjoy your Shavasana. If you can give yourself more time, it's always a good thing. One thing you can do with your hands, if you'd like, is I sort of pancake my hands, resting my right hand and my left with thumbs touching. Do that any place where you are, where your shoulders aren't working. So this might not work for you if you're lying down. You just want your shoulders to be at ease, jaw and neck to be at ease. But that touch point of the thumbs, or you can think of a touch point of your heels to the ground or back of the head to the ground. Sort of a place to go when you find your mind wandering. So if we can give it just a couple minutes of guided silence, it won't be silent, that's our mind. It does lots of things. But we just ask it to join us in listening to your breath. Ask the mind to return to your jaw and notice. The top of the jawline. The hinge as if your jaw is heavy, noticing that hinge. And coming down toward the chin. Awareness of the jaw and your face and your temples. Top of the head. Continuing in silence and stillness if you'd like. And when you're ready, gentle, deeper breath. Gentle movement. Noticing the body and any movement it needs as it wakes. Fingertips together, palms open, thumb at the heart space. And presence of breath there between the palms. Then inhale and exhale. Presence of the body, bringing breath in, releasing breath out. And palms together, thumbs to the heart space, thanking yourself for your yoga, your body, your breath, your strength in and out. Inhale, fingertips to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.